Alrighty guys, so we got this going on now. You already knew that I had the positives ran, so from the battery up to the front, and then I just have one going back down to the alternator. A couple other things I've done since we last spoke. I ran the ground. I ran an additional ground, so I have this ground coming from the block, goes back down to here, they connect, and then this one goes straight back to the battery. Comes back in, goes straight back. I did run a line for the boost gauge. I did start to hook up gauges. I'll go to the back, and in the back I did hook up the kill switch. So this is like a metal, nice, good quality kill switch. So I have it kind of set up already, and then I did run a 300 amp breaker. So I didn't want to use a fuse, I ran a breaker, so I ran basically from the battery to the kill switch to the breaker, and then everything positive in the vehicle goes back from that breaker. So the reason it activates now is because I have the ignition switch in the car on, just so I could test it from back here. So if I pop this breaker, like if I have too much of a load, when I turn this on, it doesn't do anything until I close this circuit. And then same thing, if this is off, this is closed, now I turn the circuit on, then it works. So everything is working, complete kill through the switch and through the breaker. And you can see the gauges up front. When I kick it on, it goes. So let's go look up front. All right, so back in the car. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze trying to film this, but do have the steering wheel in and on. This thing is here, and it's farther towards the passenger side, or farther to the passenger side, than the shifter, actually. So it's actually kind of pretty close to center in the car. So what I have is tach, boost gauge, wideband, and coolant temp. I feel like I might want to put maybe like a trans temp and maybe oil pressure or something else in there, but this is how I have it set up now. And I'm just kind of trying to evaluate, because this is probably going to be temporary. I don't know how long I'm going to keep this set up. I just kind of wanted to do it because it was cool and the gauges fit in there almost perfect. Just took a little bit of a burr bit on the inside and I bent them in. So this switch I probably want to use as like a manual keep the fan on all the time switch when the vehicle's not running, just to cool stuff down. And this is going to be the ignition switch here. So ignition switch and then the start switch. So you can see it doesn't work now because I have the kill switch off in the back. So I'll go turn that on and then we'll check it out, see what it looks like. All right, so kill switch is back on. This will be ignition power. See, everything turns on, and then this isn't hooked up at all. So we have coolant temp, which I still got to run a wire for that from the sensor. This is all working. This is good. This one this is just like a real cheap eBay sensor. It's not focusing, but when I got this thing, the needle was all the way down on like 30 inches of mercury. So I ended up taking the face off of it and spinning it around so it would actually work. But let's flip this back on again. And then we have the arcade button that Matt sent. So still needs the tune work, but that's what it looks like for now.